some welcoming speech, please?
Yes, I can. To all the folks that are on this Zoom event, I want to welcome you. We're very proud of the work we've been doing over the past almost 10 years now, keeping the memory of Miss Naoko Mitsui Shirane alive. And I'll give a little bit of an intro on her in just a minute. But I think the most important tribute to Mrs. Shirane has been the students, which Isabella represents one student of many that have had the opportunity to go to Japan and to experience a very different culture that is life-changing in my mind. And each student has their own story, so I won't speak for them. I'll let the students speak for themselves. But anyway, Maki, if you would just show the first slide.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Anyway, the bottom line is Mrs. Shirane was a very close friend of myself, me, and my partner, Henry Cisneros. This goes back into the 80s, 1980s, before most of you were born, except the parents, maybe. Anyway, the bottom line is that Mrs. Shirane worked very closely to enhance the relationship between the United States and Japan. It turns out that she was also a baroness, a very well-respected baroness, part of the Mitsui family, which is part of the royal family. And again, that may not make a lot of sense here in the United States, but in Japan, it's a very powerful lineage. And also it's important in the sense that she's one of the few women that I dealt with in my years of going to Japan that was treated very much as if she were an equal to all the men in the room, which is something that is very important, that's changing now and is the right way we should all go. Anyway, but she became a close friend of Henry Cisneros, again, my partner, and myself separately. I was working in Laredo, Texas at the time, and then she worked with Henry. And bottom line is, through that work, many years later, she brought, next slide, Maki, she brought helped bring the Toyota facility here to San Antonio, which now employs a large number of San Antonians. I'm the chairman of the committee, chairman of the company that owns one of the tier one suppliers to Japan, who's Toyota, and we have about 1,200 employees. So we decided about 10 years ago to begin funding the foundation, and so virtually all of the funds come from our company, which we're very happy to do. And given the results we've seen with the students that have experienced the trip, we're very happy with where we're going with this. So what I would do, first of all, is encourage the parents that may be on this Zoom broadcast to understand that we've taken this trip to Japan very seriously, in the sense that we want your students, your children, to not only learn from a excursion to a foreign country, but to really be responsible for many parts of the trip. We have our students make presentations, formal presentations to executives, to governors, to mayors, and they're the lead. We help. Our job is to be chaperones. Our job is safety. Our job is curriculum. Our job is introductions. But the stars of the show are the students. And so here's a picture on the screen right there that shows one of our cohorts that went. And again, one of the gentlemen there is Berto Guerra, who is the head of the operations, the CEO of our company that builds seats, door panels, and headliners for Toyota. But again, the most important thing here is we are trying to continue the legacy of Mrs. Shirane, not just through pictures and through statues, which we've done, but through living examples of what we can do between Japanese students and our San Antonio students. And let me make one little comment here. We've been doing this about 10 years, about 6 trips to Japan. We had a delay during the pandemic, but this past year, Toyota sent about 20 students, I believe, Maki, to San Antonio, to visit San Antonio and Plano. And then this coming March, I believe, the governor of Aichi Prefecture is sending a number of students. So the legacy of Mrs. Shirane is living in these exchanges of students, all basically their high school years. Kids are getting ready to go to college, And the last point I'll make here, and I'll hand it over back to Maki and to the next person on the agenda, is there's no question in my mind that this experience is helping our scholars to get into the college of their choices, because we're treating every one of our students as adults and responsible for their part of the trip and their delegation. They're the leaders. Every day there's a different leader at these meetings. And so we begin to treat our high school students as if they were college students, and we expect our students to learn, but also have a good time and have fun. And I'll stop there and just encourage everyone in this Zoom to apply. It is an application process. We can't take everyone, but for those that get selected, we know it'll be life-changing. And we also know for the students that apply to this, it's a good primer to many, many other programs that are available to you as throughout the United States and other international programs. So we're just one of many, but we hope that we see your application very soon. Lucky, I'll let you pass it to you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Victor.